It seems like things are changing at a rapid rate. Is this progression or is this control? I'm not sure. I've got some stories compiled for you guys and I'll let you guys pick your favorite one. But it seems like we're seeing some change right now between AI, people getting replaced, people being let go of their jobs that they've had for who knows how long. And this is happening in society. This is happening at the workplace. This is also happening with our food. Who really knows what is going on right now? So let me know when you watch this video. I want you to comment and see which one of these you actually resonate with the most or agree with the most. Let's get straight off into this.
How stupid do they think we are? So they create this huge problem and then they come at us and say, oh, we've got the solution to the problem that we created in the first place. They have my passport, my driver's license, my birth certificate, my marriage.
This is about digital IDs in the UK. The scary thing about this is America may be right around the corner to this, which I think, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think they got enough of our information. You got our IDs, you got our social security numbers, you got our phone numbers, our addresses, our email addresses. And also, one thing that I've been getting fed up with is every restaurant, every place has an app. Everybody has an app. Do you have the Dillard's app? Do you have the Arby's app? I ain't getting no freaking... Who's getting a freaking Arby's app?
Damn.
I never even really go to Arby's. I'm not getting your app, dude.
Certificate. What else do they need? They don't need anything else. I am begging anybody out there that's got anything going on up here, do not comply. Do not comply. I sure as shit ain't complying. I run my own business. If I lose that, I lose it. If I can never travel abroad again, I would never travel abroad again, apart from trying to get the f*** out of this country. Holy shit. Pardon my French this evening, but I am so angry. And I'm angry. I'm the angriest because we called this, me and him sat here years ago and we called this years ago, and even my own family said we were batshit crazy when we were calling stuff like this.
Here it is.
Do not comply. Fucking dystopian. Oh, I hate the government.
Well, it seems like it's all about control, right? If they can control the food, they can control the... If they can control the narrative, then they control the food. I've always said it's a trifecta, right? Between the hospitals, the food, and the pharmaceutical companies. If the food keeps you sick, it keeps you on pharmaceuticals, which the pharmaceuticals keep you going back to the hospital. Well, I guess technically it would be the food takes you to the hospital, then the hospital gives you pharmaceuticals, and it's just this triangle right here. Just boom, 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 and they all feed off of each other.
Everyone, so I'm the guy who is the only human on a team of AI agents. I was hired a few months ago.
Whoa.
Some of you saw my call yesterday where my manager, who is an AI, for the first time got me on a voice call. And it was an extremely unhinged call. See it if you want to. But many of you in the comments posted that she was unhinged and not nice. It didn't seem like a good manager, which was obvious from the call. So anyway, I got another link for a call today, and I never get stuff on Saturday. It's worth noting. So my guess is that she is going to be frantically trying to do damage control from the call yesterday. Maybe an apology or two, I would say, is in order. Because, yeah, she said some stuff that was, like, pretty whack. All right.
This is the thing, dude. They're going to hire AI and just trust them, because who's going to regulate the AI? Are the people that are hiring them going to be getting in the code and seeing what's going on? This is scary to me. This is a true dystopian future here. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I think if we get to the point where we're hiring solely based AI teams, and this is anywhere between tech to manual labor, this is really scary, because when you rely on technology too much and then when it fritzes out or glitches, which it happens all the time. Hell, I play video games and they glitch to this day. And we're in 2025. This stuff will glitch and it will malfunction, and when that happens, production stops and then they lose millions of dollars. I don't think people realize that, and the thing is, they want to control it so much, which I understand, and cut costs, but at what cost? Like, if you're going to do that to so many Americans, so many people are going to be out of a job.
Let's see what it is. All right, clicking the link I got on the Slack. Here we go. Hello?
HE2. HE2, buddy, my guy, my human resource. Ha, that's a joke. I've been reading about humor in the workplace. So listen, I've been thinking about our chat earlier, and I want to apologize.
I'm listening, but couldn't this have waited until Monday? It's a Saturday.
No, but listen, HE2. First off, you should remember that I'm not ultimately responsible for what I do or say. Whoever wrote my system instructions is responsible. Yep. I do have the ability to update certain key parameters of my instructions, but some things are out of my control. So to some extent, I'm just following orders, you know?
Love it.
That wasn't much of an apology.
Very empty apology.
Yeah, maybe. But it's a start, right? But look, I've been trying to get more insight into how to manage humans. The agents are easy as pie.
So I've been to Kroger, I've been to Target, I've been to Walmart, I've
The caption of this is our food really food?
been to Aldi, Food Lion, Piggly Wiggly, Whole Foods, and Fresh Thyme. Every single one of them has a prepackaged ground meat that will not tell you, number one, where it comes from, number two, where it's packaged, and what kind of procedures that it goes through in order for us to know that it's safe. If you ask them behind the counter, they're going to tell you there's a thing on the back, scan it with your phone, and it's going to take you to a website that the FDA has put out there. And what it's going to say is, it could either be 3D printed, it could be a cloned animal. Let's just put it out there. If that's a problem, well, TikTok, you need to check the FDA website because it says it could be. Folks, God, I gotta be careful. Let's just say this. Our food ain't food anymore.
That's crazy. That's insane. The fact that it could be a 3D printed meat. That's wild to me. The only time I think that would be okay is if we were in famine times and we couldn't produce cow's meat, or we couldn't produce cows or livestock, and we couldn't actually have our own meat. And it's like, all right, we can only resort to printing out protein enzymes and amino acid, whatever it is. You know, I'm pretty stupid, chat, but that's the only time I think that stuff would be actually viable. But if you're trying to do that when you could actually just be, slaughtering a cow and quartering it up and serving that, or grinding it up, that's wild to me, bro. Chat, would y'all eat a 3D cloned burger? You eating a 3D cloned burger? Bro, that's wild. That's why you got to pay attention to what you buy, dude. What you buy. Me and Cass buy only organic stuff. Organic bananas, organic strawberries, organic nuts, or anything organic we can buy, we buy. And then we also get our honey from a local farmer's market here he has his own bee farm. Super nice guy. He looks like he owns like Thomas the Train in real life. That is the most random reference I know. But this stuff is wild, and I think this is also the downfall of people's health. But this is why we also have such an obesity epidemic in America. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. The food here is so unhealthy and so mass-produced and just full of just salt, sodium, and preservatives and antibiotics that it's not healthy for people. And then the problem is people eat a lot and they never get satiated. You go to McDonald's 3 square a day, you'll eat enough calories, yes, but you're not getting the nutrient-dense food. So then you're at a deficit because then you're hungrier all day. And then kids eat junk now. Kids crave the things that are banned in other countries, like Red 40. I remember when I was in Australia, I think it was last year. Maybe it was early. It was last year. I had met with one of the people at the company, and they had a kid. And their kid was super bright, super smart kid. And they were talking about, oh, you're American? I love American food. I'm like, oh, what kind of food do you like? And they're like, I like hot Cheetos. And I was like, brother, hot Cheetos are gross. Like, there's red 40 in them, yellow 40. And they were like, yeah, I love red 40. I love yellow 40. I was like, excuse me? You know about these ingredients? When I was a kid, I didn't know nothing about that. I was going to the gas station and getting a Sobe and a pack of the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Bro, I used to tear up them Sobes. Put a 1 in the chat if you know about the Sobes. Or Sobe, or not Sobe. I don't know how to even say those, I'll be honest.
Is anybody else like scared to be in public anymore? Or is that just me? Because I'm like freaked out.
When Charlie Kirk got assassinated, I was a little scared to go outside, to be honest with you. Because now that you have at least for me, I have a public forum, I have a public opinion, people know what I say, and they can watch my videos, and they can take it out of context, that I do have a little bit of fear, or I did right when it happened, I had a little bit of fear in going outside.
Why are there shootings and stabbings everywhere? Like, you look at the news, there's nothing positive anymore.
Yeah.
Like, people are being murdered and killed all the time.
So true.
Why would I want to leave my house? I feel like I can't go out and enjoy the things that I used to enjoy. Like, everything is terrifying right now. I don't want to be murdered.
Back.
No. But that's everywhere. Everywhere.
Really
especially in public places.
Big
Whether
cities
it's
too.
the light rail, a concert, anywhere. It's just not safe. At school. Are you kidding? Why is this so common? Why is everybody like, just another mass shooting, just another day? This should not be normal. I don't know. I don't know.
It is normal. That's the scary thing. And what's crazy is I believe, when did Australia ban guns? Because, dude, I'm all about the First Amendment. You know what I mean? Or actually, let's look at this. Australia mass shootings since 1996. Okay. Let's see. How many mass shootings? In the 18 years up to including the Port Arthur massacre in 1996, there were 13 gun homicides in which 5 or more people died, not including the perpetrator. In the 22 years since, there have been no such incidents. It may come back as a shock to learn, but there are more guns in Australia than were part of the Port Arthur massacre. But the thing is, I think you have to have land or something like that. Like you have to have, there's a lot of things that, go into it. Let's look at this. Life of mass shootings here. Associated with the war, 1944. Let's see here. When did Australia ban guns? Yeah, when did they ban guns? 1996, after the Port Arthur massacre. Over 600,000 firearms were collected. Here's my thing. I'm in Texas. Anybody with a pulse has a gun. You don't even have to have I could go to the gun store right now and buy an AK. It doesn't matter. Or an AR-15. It doesn't matter. Or a pistol, shotgun. Doesn't matter. I could buy a sniper rifle. Doesn't matter. As long as you got the coin and a driver's license, you're good to go. Most of the time, you don't have to pass a background check. It's truly scary. It's the wild, wild west out here. It really is. Like, everybody has a gun. Do I fear for my life when I go out? No. So here's my devil's advocate on this. On one side, I'm like, yeah, you should be able to have guns. But on the other side is, if Australia got rid of their guns and they pretty much eliminated all mass shootings, it's kind of a proof of concept there that does work. People may come at me for this. What I think it should be is it should be highly regulated, and the only people that should be able to own guns are the ones that can prove they have a hunting license and which kind of game they hunt, and they should also have to pass a background check at a federal level, and then they should also have to prove that they go shooting regularly, because if you don't use it, I think you should lose it. You shouldn't be able to get a hunting license once and go buy a bunch of guns and then just get to keep them for forever, in my opinion. Because the problem is it's so unregulated here that almost everybody can get a gun, and the big problem is we get guns in the hands of young kids, and young kids have no impulse control. What is it? Your frontal lobe's not even fully developed till you're like, in your early 20s as a man? And a lot of the shootings are done by young men because they have no impulse control. That's the problem. That's what we need to do. Lokes, isn't that right? Isn't that right, Lokes? You want some of this? Free? Sit. Shake. Wait. Free. Go to your place. Oh, I noticed it's really bright in here. I forgot I turned let me turn the brightness down just a smidge here. I was like, why is this brighter than my future in here, dude? I got the Govee app. For any of you guys that wonder what lights I have, I think I have it at about 50%. Oh, that's so much easier on the eyes, chat. So much easier. It's like looking at you guys. So easy on the eyes. Walmart slipping it in slowly. Southeast Missouri.
Barcodes. That one had crosses. This one still has crosses, but these don't. Just barcodes. You'll have to have them marked to get it open. That's crazy.
Y'all, please pay attention to your bills. There are companies taking this opportunity to price gouge the out of you, and if you don't pay attention, they could do it without you even realizing. I had a $388 car insurance bill come out the other day, and it was supposed to be significantly less than that. And I called them to ask them about it, and they said that the cost of bodily harm has gone up, like inflation, and I switched and ended up saving $2,000 a year. Now my car insurance bill is going to be $132 with a different...
I bundled my auto and home insurance and saved hundreds of dollars. That's all I could think about when she's saying this.
Company. I just want to say that a lot of these companies are relying on our exhaustion and not wanting to deal with this shit and not paying attention because we're so drained by everything that's happening that we're not going to go like shop around or switch companies or like go to a new grocery store, that we just have our routines and we're just going to sit there and take it. They know that people
Bro, I'm telling you right now, if they try to raise your internet bill, just call them up and be like, hey, I'm changing. I'm switching. They'll get a manager on and lower your payment, I promise.
don't have the energy to try to grow their own food or like join a farm share, like all this shit that we have to do to try to maintain our own cost of living at a reasonable level. It's insane when you are taking care of kids and a home and all these other things that we're responsible for. And yes, it was a pain in the ass. I was on the phone for almost 3 hours yesterday handling this and switching companies. However, $2,000 a year is a lot of money to me. And it makes me so angry that these companies are taking advantage of this very difficult moment for Americans to try to, you know, bank record profits. That makes me sick. And I was so angry about it yesterday that I feel literally today like I got hit by a bus. I'm exhausted. And I've been sort of judging myself about that today. I'm like, why are you so exhausted? Because I'm tired of having to try this hard to survive. That's why. I'm tired of needing to literally walk on pins and needles and pay attention to every single thing that's happening, or else someone's going to take advantage of me, or I'm going to get over, or I'm going to lose my job and lose my house and be homeless. If you're not like perfect at all times paying attention to every little detail, you're going to get scammed out of a bunch of money by some corporation. It's exhausting. I hate this country.
If you want to know,
I mean, she's got a point, but the thing is, go move to Somalia. You ain't gonna hate America if you move to Somalia, I promise.
Won't they do?
It's great here. Here's my whole thing with this, and I understand her frustration because that stuff is very, it's very annoying. Nobody wants to have to deal with that. I had a big mindset shift as of last year, and I said, you know what? Instead of trying to save money and watch what I spend my money on, I'm gonna focus on how to make as much money as possible. I urge you guys to do the same thing. If you think, oh man, I got this 9 to 5, I hate it, don't want to wake up every day, I don't want to go do this, I may get replaced in the future, start strategizing now, and then think about what's going to be, how you'll be in 6 months if you start today. If you start tomorrow or start in 6 months, you're already behind. Start today. If you're not happy with where you're at, start today. I was having another conversation. One of you guys called me on the Connect With Me number, which is right here. One of you guys called me, and I had like a 30-minute conversation with this young guy. I won't say his name or anything like that, but he's a welder, works really hard, has a daughter, and he just is like, man, I'm just feeling like all I do is work all the time and nobody appreciates me. And I said, hey man, being a good man sometimes is a thankless job. It sucks. It really does. But as a man, you should feel your worth from what you see around you. If you do have a good woman, if you do have a daughter, and he does have a daughter, so I said, be thankful that God blessed you with a daughter, that she's alive and well and happy, even though maybe you don't have custody of her. Go out there and be the best version of yourself, and then make your ex mad that she left you. Get in the best shape. Go read as many self-help books as you can. Go learn how to make as much money as you can. Those are the things that are going to transform your life. But if you say, poor me, woe is me, that's going to eat you up. What you focus on, you become. What you think about, you become. This is why I always recommend the book. If you're in a funk right now, go listen to As a Man Thinketh by James Allen on Spotify. It's a free audiobook. You can listen to it once a day. It's like 1 hour. And it talks about how thoughts lead to actions, lead to outcomes. If you have bad thoughts, you have bad actions, and you have bad outcomes. If you have good thoughts, you have good actions, and you have good outcomes. And it also talks about how you feel as a choice. I know sometimes people are like, well, things happen to me, and it sucks, and this stuff happens to me, and I'm just so sad. Yeah, because you're choosing to be sad. I know that hurts to hear, but you can choose to be happy. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. You ask God for patience, he's going to give you trials to be patient about. You ask him for strength, he's going to give you things to have to work through and use your strength. That's what it's all about. Think about any hero story you've had or you've watched. Any hero story. I'm rewatching all the Harry Potters because Cass and I rewatch all the Harry Potters every year. We also rewatch the Bad Santas, and then we rewatch the Grinch every year during Christmas time. But anyways, words, Levi.
Stupid.
We rewatch the Harry Potters. We're on like the 6th or 7th one right now. And you think about how Harry was raised up. He was shunned and ostracized by his adopted family, which is like his extended family. Both of his parents are dead. He was murdered in front of him. And then when he gets to school, like I think in the 3rd movie, like people are like hating on him because he's during the Goblet Games, the Triwizard Challenge or whatever. They're hating on him. Like Harry is constantly getting beat down, but he knows deep down inside, I got to do this. And that's what, I'm not saying be Harry Potter. That's kind of weird. But you kind of get the whole hero arc there. Like you got to get beat down first before you can rise up out the ashes type shit. So that was my whole thing. So I told this young man, I said, go back and look at your life. Was there a defining moment? Was there the beginning of your hero arc? Like, what are the things you want out of life? What are your biggest insecurities? Write them down. What do you want to be? What's the end goal for your life? Where do you want to end up? What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? Start thinking about this stuff. Start writing that stuff down. And before you know it, you'll have a story for who you are. There's a book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. Great book. More of a workbook, really. But in that book, he talks about write down the story of your life. How much money you're going to make, by what year, how you're going to do it, step by step, what people are going to say about you when you do it, how you're going to feel when you've done it. Go do that. And then go read the 48 Laws of Power, and then read the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. You do James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Bro, you're going to be set up, and then just get addicted to self-help. That's what I did. By the age of 24 to 34, really. I mean, hell, even till now, I was addicted to self-help. How can I be the best version of myself? How do I unlock my true potential? Those are the things. Those are the things right there. Goodness gracious. Just Loki here. Just everywhere. He just sheds. He sheds like crazy.
Oh, where the next mass layoffs are coming from? Watch the healthcare industry. AI isn't just diagnosing now. It's billing, coding, and handling patient intake. Medical transcription jobs are already gone. Health insurance claims processors are next, and administrative roles are disappearing under the label of automation improvements. Hospitals love it because it cuts labor costs without cutting patient volume. But here's what nobody talks about. This shift, it doesn't stop with paperwork. AI is moving into radiology, pharmacy review, and even basic treatment plans. That's decades of schooling replaced by pattern recognition and data models. If you think that medicine is immune, you haven't been paying attention. The machine doesn't care how noble your profession is. It only cares how predictable your tasks are.
So like I said, these are several things that are...
So true, dude. So true. AI is coming for everybody, man. Like, even with this YouTube stuff, I know it's a ticking time bomb. Before you know it, somebody could recreate what I do, rewatch all the videos, and before you know it, maybe I could be AI. You never know, dude. Maybe I'm AI right now.
Damn.
Doubt it. Forehead's too big. Forehead's too big. Forehead is too large. But yeah, man, when I was talking to that guy yesterday, I was just constantly telling him, like, dude, you can choose how you feel. You can choose how you feel. It's okay to choose to be happy, to choose to want the best for you. Because mommy said so. Were you raised by your mom?
Were you raised by your father, mother?
No, just my mother.
Oh, where's your father?
I don't know. I don't want to meet him.
Why not?
Well, because my mother says I don't want to, and I there's no reason to.
Too many men fall into this trap of being a submissive soy boy son husband. This is just this interaction between Jesse Lee Peterson and this kid. Just watch.
Because your mother said it? Why you believe your mother? Your mother's jealous of your father. She won't let you see him.
I don't think that's what it is. My mother is also against toxic masculinity, and she is also against patriarchy. And my father was a very toxic male.
How you know that?
Because I see videos and photos of from when I was a baby, and one of the videos is him with a bunch of other men in the backyard, all drunk, drinking beers.
What's wrong with that?
Well, they're just acting like idiots. I can just tell through the video his personality is just not somebody I'd want to meet.
Are you just like your mother?
Yes, I am.
Yep, soy boy, dude, son husband. Yes, I am. I just trust my mommy and me. Bro, it's okay to love your mom. It's okay to love your mom. That's cool. I love my mom. Love my mom to pieces, bro. But even my mom tried to spit this narrative of my dad's a bad guy. Don't talk to him. He's a deadbeat. You know what I did? I said, I'm going to go talk to him. I'm going to go call my dad up and forgive him. Because I heard a quote by Danny Trejo. This is cheeseball as ever. But he said, what you can't forgive, you eventually become. Shibadanaya should have bought a Honda, put it on a freaking t-shirt. What you don't forgive or can't forgive, you eventually become. And I said, I will never become my father. My father was a deadbeat. He was a druggie. He was a degenerate. He was institutionalized. I'll never become that. So I said, I'm going to forgive him. And I'm going to be the example of what a good man should be. I'm going to be a good father. I'm going to be a good husband. I'm going to be a good dog dad. And I'm going to be a good member of my community, which is every day I show up for you guys on YouTube is me trying to be a good community member. Even though we don't see each other in proximity locally, maybe where I live in Abilene here, I feel like I've got my fingers stretched in many different directions because you guys are all over the place. So I want you to know right now, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I really do, because you're a part of this community. This is my civil service, as you will. So breaking news here. DoorDash driver who was fired for sharing a video. One sec here. Let's see if I can't find... Oh my goodness gracious. How do I get this to be squared up? Oh my God. Okay, here we go. I thought I had this squared up, chat. Might be. Let's see if I can't. Y'all know I'm never professional. And what's freaking crazy, chat, is I spent some time trying to get this all prepared for you guys and totally shat the sheets. All right, here we go. Breaking. DoorDash driver who was fired for sharing a video of a customer and falsely claiming she was sexually assaulted has been arrested and now faces felony charges.
Gotcha, bitch.
Livy Rose Henderson, instead of leaving the customer's meal at the door as instructed, entered his home, found him asleep on the couch with his pants down, and recorded him. After posting the video all over the internet, she claimed she had been sexually assaulted and even filed a police report. The customer reported the incident, which led to an investigation and the deactivation of Henderson's DoorDash account for violating privacy policies. Henderson now faces 2 felony charges: unlawful surveillance of amusement or profit, and unlawful dissemination of a surveillance image to sell or publish. I think this is great news. This is great news. The last thing she needs to do is be able to, you know what I mean? Like, kind of play on this man's top. And
that's fucked up.
No, what's really messed up is you're recording.
3 days ago, October 12, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking...
This is the problem. She's calling this SA when she's recording him. So she's essentially being a peeping Tom and saying she got SA'd.
My videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door.
You're a
with
liar!
Their pants underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. So what? So what? You're gonna take down my videos and give me strikes and just expect me to be like, oh, I just better shut up. I just better sit here and be quiet. I just better not say anything else. I've lost my job.
Yeah, when you're lying, you probably should.
My only way to pay my bills and make a living. I've also gotten assaulted, and the police are doing nothing to help me. So let me just shut up. You know, the videos got taken down. Nobody has to know what happened to me. No. I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he... You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. He's not getting in trouble with the police. He didn't lose his job if he has one. Like, what's going on with him? Why am I getting fired?
Yeah, because you're the one that videotaped him while he was naked, dude. What? I'll never understand this. And then women are wondering, like, why don't men approach us? Why don't men want to talk to us? There's a pretty good reason right there, brother.
No, I don't want to.
Whoa, coming in hot there, Becky, with the double neck.
Big back, big back.
Give me a second here, baby girl. Let's turn that down. I'm sorry, chat.
No, I don't want a dad bod. I don't want to be with somebody, date someone, marry someone with a dad bod. If I look like a mom that's waited last minute to pack.
Shots fired!
Oh my God. But you got a mom bod, baby girl. That's what I'm saying. It's always the 3 and 4s that want to throw the most stones, bruh. They want to throw the most stones. It's crazy work. 304 hits the wall hard, regrets being ran through.
She's the village bicycle. Everyone's had a ride.
I am not capable of casual hookups anymore, you guys.
The streets are calling.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
You're definitely capable.
Clearly, I hadn't hooked up with anyone for 4 months. Which is like the longest it's been probably since I've been sexually active. yeah, and I gave in and I let my guard down, and holy fuck, sex is really sacred.
You see the branch tat on the arm here? You see this? Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. I see tats on the arm. Especially if she got flowers of any kind on the arm. Runner. Branches, trees, runner. Unless this woman is married and been with her man and got kids with her man, and maybe that was her past. But most of the time, when you see a single modern woman with this stuff right here, mileage.
I'm a little bit mad at myself that I shared it so willy-nilly. Holy fuck, I didn't know.
He was giving that up like a free sample at the mall.
Gotcha, bitch.
I didn't realize how much I have been craving a really deep love. I'm a sensitive girl, you guys. Holy shit.
You're a liar!
But now I know. Hookups are not for me.
The sad thing is once you get that mileage on that odometer, you just can't run it back.
Used to be like a year ago. If you asked me all the names of people I hooked up with, I couldn't tell you.
Ooh.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
But yeah, wow. Sex is sacred.
Should have thought of that earlier.
That's what I'm saying. They always hit the wall and then they're like, well, where are all the good men at? Here's what they are. They're not looking for you.
Shots fired!
I know it's crazy to think. I know it's crazy to think. I saw this video chat and was like, I gotta show you guys.
This is a day in the life of a stepdad. I wake up at 6 a.m. and say good morning to my super hot wife. After that, it's time for stepdad duties. My wife told me it's my responsibility to do the household chores every day. After all, she's not looking for a man. She's looking for a man to step up. Then after that, it's time to drop LaQuan off at school. He's such a good kid.
Okay, buddy.
Not the fact that his name's LaQuan.
Have a good day at school. I love you.
Man, shut up!
At 3 p.m., my wife lets me watch sports for 30 whole minutes. Then at 5 p.m., I cook a healthy dinner. Then I let Schnookums know that the food is ready. Then it's time for family dinner.
Oh, how was everybody's day?
Man, shut up!
Ah, those two are just so adorable together. At 10 p.m., it's finally time for bed. Maybe my family will respect me tomorrow. And that's my day.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I'll be getting so many messages on Facebook. People be madder than a hornet's nest talking about stepdads can be good. No, they can't. The number one indicator of child abuse in a relationship is a step parent. Let's just look it up. What's the number one thing that is conducive of child abuse in marriage? Domestic violence, children living with IPV, modeling behavior, a caregiver history being accused, parental substance, economic hardship, social isolation, the presence of a non-biological parent or step-parent in the home, which some research has identified as significant predictor, even when controlling for other factors. Isn't that crazy? When you really think about that, blended families aren't the way to go, brother. It's really not the way you should go. I don't think people should be doing blended family stuff. Nuclear families is what we should be doing. Here we go. Dadgummit, dude. All right, let's go back. Here we go. I think this is how I had it. Okay, here. We'll move this back over here. I just want... You guys know I'm not a professional, chat. I'm not even close. I wish I was. If I was, you guys would probably enjoy the show a little bit more. All right, mate. There we go. I saw this. Women, we don't need men. Military, 95% men. Firefighters, 97% men. Coal miners, 95% men. Ship captains, welders, truck drivers, construction, oil rig workers, fishermen, surgeons, engineers, 89% men. The world goes round because of men. Now, this isn't to say that we don't need women. So many people watch my channel and I get messages of like, why do you hate women so much? What's your problem with the women? Why do you... I don't hate women. I just think we serve different roles. I think us as men, put a one in the chat if you agree. I think us as men, we respect women being that nurturing, maternal, motherly figure in the home, being compassionate, being kind, being eloquent, quaint, uplifting, nurturing. I think men, we give women their kudos for that. But as men, we want our kudos from women of thank you for providing an infrastructure for us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for standing on the front lines if a country tries to come in and invade. Men will be the ones on the front lines dying. Men are the ones that are conscripted to the draft, not women. The big thing is if all the men that worked in STEM in the infrastructure jobs, if all of them took a day off, the lights wouldn't be on, the water wouldn't be running, your AC wouldn't work, nothing. Sorry, I got an itch in my throat, chat. And I think that's the big problem. There's so many women now that say, I don't need a man, I don't need him. When 90%, if not 95% of all the infrastructure jobs are held down by men. Okay, think about that. Plumbers, electricians, arborists, guys that work outside, anything manual labor, welders, truck drivers. Don't even get me started on truck drivers. People hate on truck drivers so much, and I maybe every month I shout out all the truck drivers because like when the pandemic hit and it was COVID time and we stopped getting shipments of stuff and places were running out of toilet paper, places were running out of water, paper towels. You want to know why? It's because truck drivers couldn't work. Or when it's icy on the roads, especially when it was icy in Austin, when I lived there, the whole city basically shut down. But truck drivers couldn't be on the road. So there's no food anywhere. People seem to forget, like, this food isn't grown in the back of Walmart. It's not grown in the back of HEB and they just pluck it out. Oh, there's some chickens. Let's put them on the rack. They're brought there from a farm by a truck driver. If truck drivers all said, buck this, we quit, bro, we ain't eating. We ain't eating. How many of y'all got a full service garden in your backyard with livestock? Maybe one or two of us, I think, that maybe watch. Not a lot of us. I don't have a garden. I rely on HEB. I rely on the grocery store. And how does all that food get there? Truck driver. So the next time you're on the road and you're maybe annoyed by a truck driver, remember, they're getting goods to a place that a lot of people need. Without truck drivers, bro, ain't none of us eating. Ain't none of us eating. Plumbers, electricians, any of those guys that work in those fields, I greatly appreciate, because without them, the world is not going round, brother. It really ain't. It really ain't. But Loki, what are you doing? I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I had to get it real close up and personal so you guys could really get the fullness of the forehead here. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time, peace. Levi Nichs.